And we're back with the program. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here at the Pop Culture Cosmos, doing a marathon interview day because I'm interviewing people all over the place because we're all cramming it in for the holiday season. But I'm so thankful that I've got so many great individuals sharing their thoughts on pop culture and sports and basketball and all that other great stuff that we're doing for the holiday season. And I'm so thankful that, in fact, one of the people I have, she has returned to us, and I'm so thankful because it's been a while. She had to miss out on November, but she is back strong here in December. It is my good friend indeed. I want to just go ahead and say right now, it's a pleasure to have her back on the program. She's the gal behind the TV ratings guide, the TVRatingsGuide.com. You got to go ahead and check out everything she's doing today at the TVRatingsGuide.com. Alrighty, so many interviews in, and I'm already just flubbing it already. It's the TVRatingsGuide.com. You got to go ahead and check out what she's doing today at the TVRatingsGuide.com. And also, Jessica's show. It is the one, the only, Jessica Boggs. And Jessica, you're here with your best of. Any quick updates you can give to us as far as you can give to us today in regards to what's going on in the world of ratings? And thanks so much for the thumbs up on Facebook as well.
I think the funny thing is, it seems like this month and last month apparently it is not a good month or year for sitcoms in a nutshell. Because we all know Superstore is ending after 6 seasons.
I didn't know that. You're the bearer of bad news.
Oh man, no, not again.
I didn't know that, but I can see why. And I will explain that in my best of television. So, but I'm very hurt to see that, but I'm not surprised.
And that's probably my best of television too.
It is. It will be somewhere. I'll say for that. But you got some other things you wanted to go ahead and talk about before best of?
It seems like the sliding in general with the ratings, it's kind of funny how when you take out all the animated shows, everything's fractional.
Yeah.
Except for The Simpsons.
The Simpsons. But yes, I hear you. So I agree
on
with
the
you.
drama part,
Oh, go ahead.
on the drama part, you have your 5 top shows, like 2 out of 3 basically Chicago all the time. And This Is Us. Plus Grey's Anatomy and Station 19, and then the rest are fractional. And lo and behold, who would have known that the CW would be getting a 0.0 on a regular basis nowadays?
Well, that's something that doesn't surprise me. We talked about when things were a lot better, 0.01 or 0.02 was the norm for the CW. So 0.00000.
Pretty much.
Yeah. 0.000 was going to be something that was not out of the realm of possibility. I'm sorry to see that happen, especially because more people are in their homes and are available to watch TV, but ratings have been down overall.
Yeah, it just seems like nobody just wants to quarantine unless you're doing streaming for some apparent reason.
Yeah, it just seems like nobody is watching television as much as they used to. But I know there's a lot of other great things that you want to talk about when it concerns the television world out there. So I want to hear your thoughts on the best of television for you. In fact, I can go on and start my best of television first if you want to go ahead. Or actually, you know what? Ladies first. What is the best of television right now going for you for 2020?
Well, it seems like one of them is going to probably be Superstore, I guess. That will probably be like not out of the ordinary because it's ending, unfortunately. And that's the one that's going to be like finishing strong in the realm of COVID-19.
Yeah. But what else has moved you so far in the in your top shows for 2020?
It seems like the theme is like the finishing strong aspect. Supernatural is one of them. But then
Okay.
the rest are streaming related.
Okay.
Tiger King is another one.
That might be a surprise for me because I didn't fall in love with it like a lot of other people did. I know it was the talk of the nation over here as far as that's concerned. Everybody was talking about Tiger King, Tiger King, Tiger King. I watched it. I think it was a little bit too much of itself at times, especially near the end. But I thought it was okay, but I really didn't think it was a standout docu-series. I think there were much better docu-series, and I will go that in here in a bit. But Tiger King, I know, was a fascination for so many people out there.
It's basically a meme at this point. Carol Baskin, who killed her husband or not.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of people were seriously into that. I know. I mean, it became almost a thing in and of itself in regards to Tiger King. But I know there was also a lot of other great television that you enjoyed during the course of 2020. So tell us about other things that really moved you in television for 2020.
Yellowstone could be another good one. I don't
Okay.
know.
I
But
mean,
I know. Still going strong, I
okay.
think, with season 3.
Anything else that really moved you? I mean, were there any great shows, any great series? It sounds like that she's taking care of some things right now, but I know there was some really great series. I know I've got a big list here that I'd like to go ahead and share here in a minute, but I'll go ahead and let you finish first. Were there any real good ideas in regards to some great things that you saw in television for 2020?
Must be a tie somewhere. I don't know. uh, the Mandalorian,
The Mandalorian was,
especially
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
especially with that one final episode of the second season.
Definitely something that a lot of people should be wary of. A lot of people are talking about is the Mandalorian, and the Mandalorian has been something a lot of people have has garnered interest, and it's still built upon its great success from the first season, and has even done a better job this year in 2020. Obviously, the last episode in and of itself has captured social media like almost not many other things out there captures things in social media. All the talk, all the reveals, all the spoilers that are out there. So yeah, definitely the Mandalorian captured the imagination of the individuals out there. Anything else that it was moved you in regards to television this year for you in 2020?
I didn't really full. It didn't really fully. I don't think anything else fully moved me as much. As everything is just depressing.
I don't blame you because obviously 2020 was really a hard year for a lot of people out there, but and for all of us actually as a whole, and I can understand that, but it's something that I think a lot of people should still there's a lot of good television that was out there this year, and I think that people should go out of their way to see. I mean, for me, I cannot say enough how many good things that I did see on television. I mean, I'll say right now, one of the things that actually, if I could go with a top five per se, I could go with a top five. And thank you so much for the heart out there for the Facebook. We truly appreciate you watching and you listening out there. We cannot thank you enough for doing so. Once again, I'm on with Jessica Boggs from the TVRatingsGuide.com. You got to check out what she's doing every single day at the TVRatingsGuide.com, and also Jessica's show. I mean, there's so many great things that I thought of. I can tell you right now, for me, Lovecraft Country at number five was just truly an outstanding show. I think that's got a great future if it goes ahead and decides to be extended. I cannot thank enough for the opportunity to go ahead and check that out. It was just an awesome time. The not only was it just you know, very interesting to watch each time out. But the hybrid of combining horror with sci-fi, with the telling of all the racial injustice, and showing that and demonstrating that and having all those different elements combined into truly outstanding shows. So I think Lovecraft Country deserves to be on any top 10 list that's out there. Number four is for me Superstore. Superstore was I guess if you're saying that they're canceled and they're going to be no longer airing episodes, America Ferrera's leaving the show, I think, is probably one of the major factors in canceling the show, and they don't want to go ahead and have this type of lame duck type of situation that's out there. But the way they handled her departure, I think, was very strong. And the episode in particular that deals with the beginning of the pandemic and the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, I think is something that everybody should give a watch to, because it exemplifies so much of what everybody had to go through. It does in a spirited and comical fashion, but it does exemplify a lot of us what we went through at the beginnings of the pandemic, which seemingly was like a lifetime ago, which was actually only 10 months ago. So I'm really thankful for the episodes of Superstore that have come out this year, and I truly would put them on the list with anybody. I think this is their best season yet, and so I'm looking forward to see how they complete the series if they can going forward. I know that the show has been canceled, but I'm looking forward to more things that are in store. Possibly even a spin-off show is going to be announced. Hopefully that will be something that we'll look forward to with one of the more popular characters in Cheyenne. So that could be a possibility. So I'm again, Superstore is on my list. Number three is something that came out earlier in the year, and it's a docu-series. And docu-series, I think, was something that did really help get us through 2020. Obviously, I mentioned the sheer success of Tiger King. Wasn't my favorite docu-series of the year, not even close, but still it fascinated a lot of the people that watched it and enjoyed it, such as yourself, Jessica. But I'm going to mention, I think, that right now for me, McMillions. If you get a chance to check out McMillions on HBO Max or HBO, I would recommend you doing so. I want to go ahead and give everybody a shout out there that has been watching. Noe and Fine has been saying Animaniacs, The Mandalorian, and Harley Quinn work for him, as well as Schitt's Creek. And Schitt's Creek obviously won a lot of awards this year at the Emmys, so they deserve a lot of
It
credit for
did,
that. Yeah,
yes.
and they're making a Superstore movie for Peacock. That's the rumor as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I hadn't heard, Noah, just to give you a heads up, I hadn't heard all the Superstore news, and you know how much fan I am of Superstore that's out there that listens to the show. So I'm hopeful that there will be a Superstore movie, hopefully reuniting America Ferrera for one last time. I think that that's the case. That would be great for Peacock, and obviously be a big boost there. And then Cheyenne having her own spin-off show that's been talked about on the trade papers being a possibility. I look forward to that. But number three, again, for me, HBO's McMillions. If you're interested at all in this intriguing, kind of funny, kind of truly emotional type of outing with this docu-series of following the 80s and 90s behind the scenes of the McDonald's winners in the McDonald's Monopoly contest and how it was manipulated. It's truly fascinating. I really, really recommend it. It is McMillions. If you can go ahead and catch it today, it's on HBO or HBO Max. I think you can go ahead and catch it. But it is truly worth your time in watching the docuseries. It's, I think, only 6 or 7 episodes, if I remember correctly, but it is truly worth your time. I want to go ahead and mention at number two, and a very close number two for me, is The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is clearly one of the best episodes, best series of the year. It has to be on everyone's top 10 list. For me, it's number two. Just truly an outstanding series this year, an outstanding season for them, per se. I cannot thank enough everybody that Disney and Disney Plus and obviously Lucasfilm, John Favreau and Dave Filoni for creating such a behemoth that is now dominating the streaming industry. But this is the talk of what's going on right now in pop culture is The Mandalorian. And Baby Yoda aside, I tell you what, it's just been fascinating to see how well The Mandalorian has gotten over to the mass public at large. I the season out the way it went, it seemed like a Western of the week to me. It patterned itself after those old westerns you used to watch on the 50s and 60s in television, and that was portrayed in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, seemingly, where it was a new adventure each and every week for the cowboys at hand. It had that type of feel, but it always portrayed it very well. Some great surprises along the way. Baby Yoda, I know Grogu, but Baby Yoda, please don't eat any more eggs. You're going to get yourself in more trouble. But anyways, I think that The Mandalorian in season 2 was a stronger season, which is what you needed to do. And even
It
season 1.
was, yes.
Yeah, season 1 was so popular. Season 1 was so well received. I think it had highs and lows. I didn't like the Tatooine episode in season 1. I thought that was very disappointing, but season 2 there were no real down episodes. And that's the thing. The quality of the episodes were all there, from very good to really good to great episodes each and every time out. And of course, it all culminated into the last episode with all those surprises and all those ideals for spin-offs. But again, this whole series is spawning Ahsoka, spawning possibly something with spoilers for that you're going to hear right now for Boba Fett, possibly for Ahsoka Tano. Could be something go in store as far as the extending of the Mandalorian universe as the Mandalore, obviously for the planet there and control and all that. So that storyline. There's so many storylines that are being branched out from the series. It did a great job of doing that. It sets it up not only for the future of the Mandalorian, but for the entire Disney Plus Star Wars slate going forward. You got the Rangers of that you've got that as well. You got the Rangers of the New Republic. You also have, again, Ahsoka series. You've got possibly even a Boba Fett series, and you've got so much more when it concerns the Mandalorian. It did such a great job of not only doing just a great job of telling its own story, but also expanding upon its universe and making Disney Plus a viable source of entertainment this year. I truly want to give credit to The Mandalorian, and if that's the case, I hope you get a chance to finish all the episodes. I know Josh is still catching up. I know Marcus is up and running on it. He's already caught up. I'm very happy to see Jessica that she's seen it. I know Noah's seen it. I know everybody is in the process of seeing it or has seen it. So everybody needs to check out The Mandalorian. It is a very close number 2 on my list. But the number one series on my list this year, I think with me, it's a very close, heated, and it could go either way. I could say Mandalorian one day. I could say this show the other. I'm going to say The Watchmen. It's going to be my number 1 show this year, not only because it emanates from actual historical, important the things that people need to become more aware of, as far as for racial equality. And I think the messages that were sent in regards to injustices were definitely there and need to be understood. But the power of the drama and the importance of each and every episode, not only just interweaving this pop culture iconic group and this iconic comic series to life in such a different
Mm-hmm.
fashion from the movie, but the way it also taught people about a certain era of our lives and certain era of history that needs to be out there in the forefront, I think is very apparent. And I think they did a great job in doing that. And it's a close race. And I really think, like I said, you catch me on a different day and I'll say The Mandalorian number 1, and I might say The Watchmen number 2. But right now, if you're catching me on today, I'm going to say The Watchmen is my number 1 television show by a squeaker right now of 2020.
Interesting.
What were your thoughts on The Watchmen? Did you get a chance to see it?
I need to. I know I need to see it myself, but I don't stream. So.
No worries, no worries. But hopefully you get a chance to see it on HBO or HBO Max, because it was one of the most well-crafted series I've seen. Obviously, there was no shortage of production value issues or anything of that nature. I do recommend it highly. It was something that I think a lot of people should go out of their way to see. There was a lot of good television, a lot of good documentaries, a lot of good docu-series on the plate for this year. So please check them all out if you can. You got some time. I know there's a little bit more ways to go here as far as for the rest of 2020, but it's an incredible time to go ahead and talk pop culture and television. But Jessica, I know you do a lot of great things in regards to TVRatingsGuide.com. So tell us, what do you got on the plate for Jessica's show and TVRatingsGuide.com before we head on out?
Nothing really is set in stone for like 2021, but stay tuned for more.
Stay tuned for more indeed. But I'm really happy that you got a chance to talk to me around. It was just a great time talking to you about the best of television this year. I cannot thank you enough for being available to go ahead and do this. I know that it's busy times for everyone, and I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to go ahead and being part of today's show. But any last thoughts on the world of television before we head on out? If you're available, Jessica. Are you still available? All right. Once again, I have Jessica Boggs from the TVRatingsGuide.com. She's here today to talk the greatest in television for this year. But any last thoughts for you on the way out?
Well, who knew that Raw will be setting a lot of new lows?
And that's absolutely something we have to definitely delve into. Hopefully in January, we'll be able to go ahead and talk about that because Raw is hitting new lows for the WWE, and that's not a good sign heading into 2021. So they need to make some changes going forward. But I will tell you what, it's been a pleasure talking television with you. Always happy to come on your show, Jessica's show. Always happy to go ahead and pitch the TVRatingsGuide.com to anybody that's out there that's interested in following the daily workings of the TV ratings world that's out there. So I'm looking forward to hearing more great things and reading more great articles and also more original scripts that you go ahead and post each and every week out there at the TVRatingsGuide.com. But I tell you what, Jessica, I wanted to again wish you and everyone out there a truly happy holidays, you and your entire family. Wish you safe and happy holiday season. But any last thoughts for the holiday season before we head on out?
Well, watch as many Christmas movies as you can because it's not going to be normal this year, unfortunately. But did anyone hear that they're doing the New Year's Eve virtually this year?
That's not surprising that anybody does anything virtually this year because it's been a virtual world indeed. But I do appreciate you stopping by. Again, I will probably be checking out, as I mentioned on the Pop Culture Cosmos, if I get a chance, the best Christmas movie ever, and that is Die Hard. That's my favorite go-to Christmas movie right there for you. Elf might be in the offering as well. Christmas Vacation. Who knows? Maybe some good old-fashioned other Christmas movies. Got to check out the Peanuts Gang and the Charlie Brown Christmas, hopefully as well. But knowing and fine, you got to go ahead and check out his thoughts on Christmas horror movies. I have that coming up here in the not too distant future as well. But again, Jessica, it's been great having you on the show, on the program. I cannot thank you enough for doing so. I want to wish you and your family a blessed holiday season and truly a fantastic new year. I want you to be safe, be happy, and healthy. And I want to thank you again for being part of the pop culture.